Alright, I'm going to start this review out by saying this. AEW, what the fuck are you thinking? Because I just watched AEW Dark tonight, and what in the fuck are you thinking putting Penelope Ford over Riho? Penelope Ford is fucking garbage. And you're going to put her over Riho, who was the champion not even a month ago. So now, because, Riho was the number 2 ranked wrestler, Penelope Ford's probably going to be in the fucking top 5 now. Fucking ridiculous. With that being said, this is All Elite Review. What's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan, and welcome to today's edition of All Elite Review, where we're going to be reviewing the episode of Dynamite from Salt Lake City. This is just going to be an abbreviated version. I'm just not really in the mood to go full in depth this week, because I'm already behind enough as it is. And the next episode of Dynamite's tomorrow, and of course with the whole coronavirus shit, it's going to be studio-based shows for the foreseeable future, which is going to be fucking weird. But I'm just not in the mood to go in depth this week with a review, so this is just going to be an abbreviated version. So I don't expect this review to be over 10 minutes, to be honest. First match was a singles match between Ortiz and Cody. It was a pretty alright match. Ortiz did some pretty good moves. But Cody got the upper hand when he hit a dragon screw and while in the ropes, locked in the figure 4 and got the tap out victory. But Santana starts hitting Cody with the mad ball afterwards, which caused Matt Jackson and Kenny Omega to run out. And then Jericho cut a promo showing that him and the rest of the Inner Circle had attacked Nick Jackson by slamming a bay door down on him. Of course, this was used to write Nick off of television because they want to give him a couple weeks off to spend some time with his newborn. So I thought that was pretty cool of them to do that. I gave this match 2.75 stars out of 5. Next was a tag match between Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida. And they were up against Nyla Rose and the returning Bea Priestley. Bea, I think, definitely has a lot of potential, but this was not her best performance by any stretch of the imagination. She botched a couple of spots, including her usual rope jump. Chris Statlander, she needs to put a little more oomph into her moves, I think, because some of her kicks just look weak as shit. They just don't look good at all. But Nyla Rose and Bea Priestley went over when Rose hit the Beast Bomb on Hikaru Shida for the 3-count victory. Afterwards, Priestley attacks Nyla and basically stakes her claim to the Women's Championship. I gave this match 2.5 stars out of 5. then the next two matches were trios matches, which is basically letting us know that there may be a trios championship coming before too long. This first one was MJF, the Butcher and the Blade versus the Jurassic Express. There was a spot where Marco tried to hit a tornado DDT on the Butcher, but it didn't look all that good. It looked a little bit, it looked like there was some miscommunication. Luchasaurus hit a nice step-up plancha onto everybody, which elicited some holy shit chants, because it's pretty amazing that someone that size could be that athletic. And then the Butcher and Luchasaurus faced off in the middle of the ring. It would be nice to see these two in like a singles match to see, what kind of match these two could do. They were cracking heads, taking shots, or trading shots, I should say. Luchasaurus hit the tail whip on the Butcher, but then Butcher hits a lariat on him. The finish came when the Bunny distracted Jungle Boy, and the Butcher pushed Jungle Boy off the top rope. Wardlow came in and took Luchasaurus out by slamming him into the steps, and MJF applies the Salt of the Earth Fujiwara armbar on Marco's stunt for the submission victory. I gave this match 3.5 stars out of 5. Then there was a video package of Darby Allin dragging somebody in a body bag. Apparently he does all of his production work, which is pretty cool. Britt Baker comes out for another promo, talks trash as usual, but Big Swole comes out and confronts Britt Baker, to which Baker, this was actually kind of funny. Baker's like, the only important person, of any relevance in your family when it pertains to wrestling is your boyfriend. Of course, referencing Cedric Alexander, who's actually Big Swole's wife, or Big Swole's husband, I should say. To which Swole replies by holding up her ring, and she says, "Just so you know, I am married, baby." Kind of referencing Adam Cole, who is Britt Baker's boyfriend. And then Baker takes the coffee and splashes it that Tony Schiavone was holding, and splashes it into Big Swole's face. So it's pretty obvious that we're going to start seeing a program between these two now. So we're starting to get some storylines developed in the women's division. About time. The next trios match was Joey Janela and Private Party taking on the Death Triangle, which of course is the Lucha Brothers and Pac. And of course, this came off the previous episode of Dark, where these two teams basically were going at each other. The Death Triangle, you put these three together, Pac and the Lucha Brothers, three super talented individuals. They pulled out all the stops in this match. But Janela and Private Party didn't exactly, they weren't that far behind these three either. This was a damn good match. It was without a doubt the best match of the night, and it kind of exemplifies, how good trios matches can be, But the finish to this match was the Lucha Brothers hitting their Zero Fear finisher on Janela, which is the package pile driver double stomp. Felix hit a Tope Con Hero to Private Party on the outside, and Pac hit the Black Arrow on Janela for the 3 count of victory. Death Triangle attacked Janela and Private Party afterwards, but then the Best Friends come out to run the Death Triangle off. I gave this match 4 stars out of 5. And then finally, in the main event, it was Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara against Hangman Adam Page and the Natural Dustin Rhodes. It was initially a mystery partner for Page, since Kenny Omega is still injured. So Dustin Rhodes nominated himself. This was an alright match. A lot of hard-hitting moves. And the Inner Circle, of course, tried to get involved as usual. But the finish came when Dustin hit a Destroyer on Sammy Guevara, which transitioned into a buckshot lariat, and they got the 3 count and the victory. But the Inner Circle attacked Page and Dustin afterwards. Kenny and Cody try to come down and help, but the numbers game was just too much. Matt Jackson comes out, super kicks a lot of people from the Inner Circle, and prevented them from doing the super power bomb off the stage to Adam Page, much like they did to Jon Moxley the previous week. who cut one hell of a promo, sit-down promo with JR, in which he stated that he's now in their blind spot with Inner Circle focused on the Blood and Guts match, which I don't know if it's going to actually take place in a studio, which actually that would kind of suck, because I think that would, be better suited in front of an audience, but with this whole coronavirus shit, we don't know if that's actually going to happen. But then Jericho hits both Jackson and Page with a chair, and once again, for the second straight week, the Inner Circle stand tall over everyone. I gave this tag match 3.25 stars out of 5. My final rating for this show, it was pretty solid. I gave it a 7 out of 10 overall. So, I'm not really going to do any editing, with the videos like I usually do. I just wanted to get this done and over with, so that way, I'm all caught up and I can focus on some other shit that I really want to get caught up on. So, yeah, very, very abbreviated episode of All Elite Review this week, but, I just wasn't really in the mood to do a full in-depth review this week, so, but hopefully that I will try to do a full in-depth review of the show tomorrow night, because considering the fact that it's going to be in studio only with no fans, it's going to be really unusual to see. So thank you very much for watching. Here are my updated rankings as of right now, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. Bye. You better like and subscribe or face the consequences. You have been warned.